Test 1 2 test. Hey, can you hear me? Test 1 2. Hey, Lee, can you hear me? Says waiting for you. Hey. I can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you, brother.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right, cool.
Sweet. I got a weird, unorthodox setup right now because I've been fucking with a lot of shit. Because if you looked at my past couple shows, like the first ones worked out live, and then everything kind of went to shit at one point.
Oh,
So I don't know why. It's like computers and technology are bullshit.
yeah.
But I figured it out for the most part, so it should work out at this point. And liking everything, and I'm sharing it too. I just tagged you. So if you want to blow that up, we'll start here in a minute. Now that you're back on, I just wanted to hear your voice because audio, for some reason, like, dude, this whole thing is a lot more complicated than I thought it would be. Because like I've been fucking with like bit rates and resolutions and finding out why my computer can compute certain things, and it's weird because it worked the first time, but now it's like gradually changing, and it's kind of annoying. But,
Yeah.
I'm sorting it out, so it should be fun.
Cool.
I just need to make sure I get this shit. What do you call it? I didn't write an outline for this one because I think I know you and it's a lot easier. So it's not super crazy or anything.
Yeah.
For the most part, man, I'm just pretty much gonna introduce the show, kind of give a shout out to people that were watching previously, kind of talk about again what the show's about, talking about success stories. Did you want to talk about your college career at all?
Yeah.
Just want me to do keto? Because I mean, I think both of them are badass stories. So.
We can go as it goes, right?
Oh yeah, man.
Figure it out.
Nah, that works with me, man. I mean, honestly, like there's not a whole lot of form to this podcast. I mean, like if you notice, I have a sock on my mic. So yeah, like I mean, you know, it's about as real as it could get here. So it's pretty fun. But yeah, we'll just keep talking. I'll make sure this is running smoothly on my end. If anything goes wrong, and it shouldn't. I got a fiber line, so like internet doesn't drop. I mean, I haven't had a single frame drop. Just a weird like computer issue. So we should be okay. Yeah, because you're hooked up to my TV right now. Like,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're on my TV and I'm on my laptop because that's the only way I got Zoom to work. It's been like, the weirdest thing, man. I had to talk to like 5 different people. So it's been kind of insane doing a bunch of research because the podcast community is surprisingly really nice. So they're just like, oh, okay, you got some shit. We'll figure it out. And start fucking with shit and asking questions. If you want to grab water or take a piss or something, feel free.
Yeah, I got my topo ready to go.
Nice. I was gonna drink beer again, but like my last live stream, I got really drunk with like whiskey. And I was like, I shouldn't do that again. At least not that bad, because it got pretty bad. Especially like it didn't help that like the technical issues of it all was just not going well. I was just like, fuck, dude, this is bad. Like I talked to my friend about it, and he's just like, yeah, bro, like we'll fix it. I swear. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't really care. Like it's an honest show, you know. Like I was just like we went from like talking about like this audio engineering life to like green life, and like it went to a bunch of bullshit that was just like this wasn't it. Like this isn't supposed to be this, and it just ended up being this. Pretty funny. Yeah, man. So how are you doing on the keto thing? Like, was y'all's? Because I know you guys were keeping really good track, and y'all lost
Yeah,
a
so
shit
we
ton of shit.
we were really good. We started off last year doing it, and I started like November, which is like the shittiest time to start a diet or a lifestyle change because of fucking Thanksgiving and the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
But I fucking told people, it's like, you know what, like, fucking do it now. Like, don't ever just push it off till tomorrow, next month. Just fucking start today and then figure it out. That's like the best advice I can give anybody with anything. It's just like, do it today. Like, why push it off tomorrow? Why push it off a month? Because then you're gonna be 10 pounds heavier and you're like, damn, I should have just started it a month
Nah,
ago.
that's fair.
So
For sure.
we had lost a lot of weight last year. By November, I was sitting at my lowest. I was about down to 278. I used to weigh 364 when I started this thing,
That's badass,
and I
dude.
dropped all the way down to
Eh,
278. But then we took our vacation. We went to Universal Studios, which I've never been, which is incredible because I could actually get on the damn rides.
Nice. That's badass.
That's the reason we never did it. I was scared I couldn't get on the rides and the embarrassment. So I was like, "Fuck it, let's go do it." So we went into that in October, and then November came around. I gained a little bit of weight. December came around. I gained a little bit of weight, and yeah, I'm about the 290s right now. Working back into it this month. Finally, I've been this whole year. I've been kind of trying to work it in and figure it out. But now it's finally like gotten good traction and going at it again this month. So right now I'm in the 290s. I guess my goal weight is going to always be like 250 because that's what I was in high school.
Nice.
But I mean, you just got to keep on going, man. Like, I watch my 600-pound life and those people on there, like, it's crazy what Dr. Now says. Like, all these people, you have like a less than 1% chance of being successful with this. And like, once you get to this point where it's like the easiest pound to lose weight, you have to break through and figure it out. Because the sad part about this is the second time I do this. I used to weigh 341 like 10 years ago. And I dropped all the way down to the 280s, and then I fucking blew back up within a couple of years again. So that's the crazy part about this. It's not the first time I do it, but I'm hoping it's the last time I do it, because I don't want to have to repeat this thing all over again.
No, that's fair, dude. I mean, like, I can only imagine. I mean, I'm excited to talk more about it and like just kind of see what people's thoughts are too. Because I had a friend on keto and he was doing well for a while. He's not doing it now, but it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool to talk about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna do my spiel and see if anything fucks up and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to Sick Parvis. What the fuck? Welcome to Sick Parvis Magna podcast, and we're here today with Lee Trevino, and he's here to talk about his keto lifestyle and how that goes. I am currently testing some new audio settings, and video settings. So please let me know how this is going, just so we could kind of be aware of everything that's going on. If for any reason you can't hear one of us, just please let me know. Big shout out to the podcast community for kind of helping me out and making the podcast better every day. As I feel like I've been tweaking this a lot. So I appreciate all the help and all the questions that are answered. Everyone always, is really supportive, and I appreciate that. And we are actually currently at 58 subs as well. I appreciate the jump, the 4 subs. I don't even know when it happened, but it happened, and I'm super happy about it. But yeah, this is Lee, and he's going to talk about his keto life and a little bit about school. So tell me, man, let them know who you are.
Yeah, hi guys. My name's Lee. 20, no, not 29 years old. I'm 34 years old. I feel like I'm 29 because my wife's 29, so there's about a 5-year gap. So, word of wisdom: marry younger and you'll feel younger. That's the best thing to do. But I'm a financial advisor. I help people out with their retirement accounts, help them doing planning for retirement. Finance was the class I hated in college. And I actually got a marketing degree in my undergrads, and then my master's I ended up getting international business. So nothing of what I thought I would end up doing with my life, but it's been fun. It's really good career to do, being able to help out people and figuring out their goals in life and being able to help them. And I think I've always been good at helping people out, so I kind of enjoy it. But mainly what I'm here to talk about today is doing keto, and kind of what the stigma is of it, and try to figure out like some tips and tricks that will help you be successful. I guess that's really what I want to encourage people to at least give it a shot at some point.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, so was there any like just kind of starting the conversation, like what would you feel like you attempted before that just wasn't working for you specifically that made you go trying keto and obviously be successful with that?
So about 10 years ago, well, shoot, I guess I'll go further than that. Probably about 15 years ago, I was in high school. I've always been a big guy, right? I
Mm-hmm.
played offensive line in high school. I weighed about 250 when I was in high school. I can remember being an eighth grader and weighing like 180 pounds. And my first year in high school, I was about 5'3", weighed
Mm-hmm.
180 as well. And then I just kind of got my growth spurt my sophomore year. I got to 5'7", ended up I'm about 5'10". So my last year in high school I was about 250. Once I got out of high school, that first semester in college, it blew up. I blew up. I got into the 300s. I just got heavy, going out, eating, drinking. You blow up really quick. You're not as active as you are in high school. So you start realizing that, it's really hard. So, like anybody, I got a gym membership. I went to the gym, didn't know what the fuck I was doing because when I was in football, they
That's
teach you
fair.
how to get strong, not how to fucking like lift differently, right? So I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I was still gaining weight. So I'm like, okay, what the hell's going wrong? Then, you see fucking Subway commercials. This is Jared before his whole pedophilia bullshit.
Oh God.
you see,
Oh man, I
you
completely forgot
see,
about that till you mentioned that. Holy shit.
yeah,
God, what a bastard, dude.
yeah, yeah, what a fucking bastard. But
God, Jesus Christ.
you, you see this guy eating Subway every fucking day, and you're like, well, fuck it, let me give that a shot. Let me eat some Subway. So you're eating Subway, you're still getting fucking fat. You're like, what the hell's going on, man? And then I bumped into a buddy of mine from high school. He's a
Mm-hmm.
personal trainer, fucking jack dude, man. I'll give him a shout out if y'all need a lawyer. Michael Lescano, law firm out of Laredo, Texas. So if y'all need accidents or whatever, he'll help you out.
Oh
A
yeah.
great guy, man. But he sits me down and he goes, "Hey, man." I go, "Hey, man, I'm trying to lose weight. What the hell am I doing wrong?" He goes, "Okay, well, tell me what you eat on a daily basis, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So I tell him, "Okay, man. The morning I wake up, I eat oatmeal." Okay. He goes, "What do you do after that?" He goes, "For lunch, I do chicken breast with brown rice." Right. Okay, cool. And then I'll drink a protein shake in between, and then I'll have like a light dinner. Again, probably chicken and veggies, chicken and rice. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Okay, that's cool." Those all sound like really badass ideas. Sounds super clean, right? You hear the stories of like oatmeal is complex carbs, brown rice is complex carbs. So you're thinking, what the fuck? Why am I not losing weight? So he gave me the
Mm-hmm.
best analogy I've ever heard. He goes, "Okay, check it out." He goes, "Your body has a shit ton of fat." He goes, "And your fat can be used as energy." And I go, "Okay, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense, but whatever." He goes, so he's like, "It's like if you have a car."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "And in that car, you have all these gas reserves in your trunk."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "But every single time you're eating carbs, instead of using that gas that you have in your trunk, you're actually pumping new gas into it. So you're never utilizing those gas tanks that you have in your trunk."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "That's what carbs are doing to you." And I go, "Okay, fuck it." So then, you know, he gave me an extremely strict low carb diet, right? Just
Yeah.
cut the carbs completely, just a shit ton of egg whites. You could eat fajita, you could eat chicken, you can eat meat, avocados, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like this. And this is before keto blew up. Like he was like, "Do this low carb diet." I lost 60 pounds in 6 months on it. So I was like, "Oh shit, this shit works." I got to
Damn.
keep doing it.
That's fucking wild. 60 pounds? Fuck.
60 pounds in 6 months. But I was like working, man. I would go work out every single day, do cardio for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
fucking lift weights as well. So I was like, damn, this sucks. So then, I was still in school and I was like, started gaining weight again. And oh man, that's the worst, man. I was 341. I got down to 280s and then I started gaining the weight again. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
shit. I got married, I got together with my wife. She's my girl from college, wife now. Got to a point where I was just like, man, fuck, I'm getting heavy again. What the hell do I do? And I was like, I know what I got to do, but I don't want to do it. Just low carb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then a coworker of mine they lost a good amount of weight doing keto, right? What we knew as keto at the time. And I go, well, shit, man, tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you got to do. Pretty much same conversation that I had with my buddy, 8 years ago. I go, okay, let's try it out. Let's do keto. And he goes, the biggest thing with keto is you got to get your fats up because your fats are going to create energy for you so that you don't feel all groggy. And again, stay away from the carbs. Maintain high fats and keep your protein at good levels. I was like, okay, cool, we'll do it. And I started in November, which was the worst fucking time to start a diet because of Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Fucking
But what I tell
facts.
people now is like, I told people, man, like the best time to fucking do it is now. Like, don't wait till
Yeah.
tomorrow because then you're just gonna end up gaining that weight and then wishing you started earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So we started November, all of last year till about October, and I went all the way from 364 to 278. So I lost a lot of weight, man, during that time doing keto.
Shit,
And
that's like
then
a
just
whole
recently, I kind of
person.
put.
It's like a whole person.
I know,
Shit.
man. I would have conversations with my coworkers. I'm like, man, I'm down 80 pounds. He goes, dude, go to the gym, grab an 80-pound dumbbell, and try walking around with it. He goes, that's literally what you've been walking around with this whole time.
Damn, dude. I can't. That's cool that you put it that way. Because like, holy shit. Like, I couldn't even. I was about to say, I don't even think I could imagine like having 80 pounds on me right now, and walking around. Like,
Yeah,
that's insane, dude. Hats off, dude. Fucking legit.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that's what we've been, right? Now it's kind of learning how to live with it, how to get to maintaining. I'm still about 40 pounds away from my goal where I want to
Mm-hmm.
be right now. But I'm back on it, and I'm gonna get there before the end of the year. So I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no kidding. I
Yeah,
mean, like, so I know part of the problems with diets and like obviously fitness is obviously the motivation and the inspiration behind it all. Like, what made you keep going, especially like on something that's so different. And I know at some point during the process, like keto makes you feel sick because your body's just not used to that way of eating and it's not used to not having carbs. Like,
yeah.
like what would you recommend to people like to kind of persevere through all that?
So what I tell people is the easiest way to get this done is have your outs, have your quick go-to food that you know is keto friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because without them, you're gonna be unsuccessful, right? Dude,
Yeah.
I fucking hate to meal prep. I don't know how some of these dudes do it. That on Sunday they'll cook a shit ton of chicken and veggies, and they have their meals packed out for fucking 5 days. You know what?
Yeah.
Day three, your chicken tastes pretty shitty already. You're like, damn it. Um, so first of all, set up an Instagram account. Follow a shit ton of people who do keto because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us out there. And you're gonna see all the recommendations and food that we put out there that gets so much easier to go. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. Shit, I had Buffalo Wild Wings today for lunch. Like, fuck keto friendly. Like,
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, because you can't.
yeah,
Well, you can't do what is it, boneless, or because you could still do traditional, no? Or am I
you could do
misunderstanding it?
traditional. You just
Yeah.
gotta. You can do traditional. You just want to make sure you stick to your original sauces, right? Like your hots, your mediums,
Mm-hmm.
like your dry rubs. Those are all okay. Even garlic parm is okay. What you don't want to get is you don't want to get the stuff that has sugar in it because that's the one big
Okay.
thing that people don't understand with keto. It's one of the healthiest diets because you're not eating any fucking sugar,
Yeah.
and that's a big thing that people don't understand. Like, you're not eating sugar, so it's good. You can't do fries, but what I tell people is figure out what your numbers are based on your activity level, based off of your weight and height. So
Yeah.
you can figure out those numbers using calculators online. So for example, I can take in what's called 40 net carbs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
40 net carbs doesn't seem like a lot when you start looking at labels of regular food, right? But what your carbs are is carbs minus fiber. Okay. Looks like there we go.
Uh.
It's carbs minus fiber, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is you buy food that's high on fiber so that you can take in more. So there's like low carb tortillas out there. There's all sorts of food that is now made to be carb friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And 40 net carbs in reality, if you looked at the label just straight to carbs, it's probably closer to 80 or 100 carbs per day.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad, dude. It's not as
No.
bad as people would think.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, like, I know, like when you trim down, like I think my biggest thing was like the alcohol. usage or like drinkage, because like I just love alcohol, like low key alcoholic, and I say that a lot, and probably shouldn't be so proud of it, but but it's like one of those things where like I'm curious to see like for that, like I think that was hard for me to control because I know you can only drink like ultra or like straight liquor, but straight liquor just sounds dangerous. I don't know if that how true that
No, I
is.
mean, like, so like, okay, White Claws, Trulies, all these seltzers are friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't go crazy, right? Michelob Ultra's like 3 net carbs. You could drink bourbon. You could drink shit, man. We even got to a point where we were just drinking Jack and Diet Coke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It works. Like diet sodas are friendly. Yeah, I don't recommend people if you don't have a Coke addiction, go fucking drink a shit ton of soda now. That's probably not the best thing to do, but like
Yeah.
if you do, like it's cool. Like drink a fucking Coke Zero, man. I like the way Coke Zero tastes over regular Coke. It's too damn sugary.
I feel that. No, I've never been a Coke fan. I'm like, if I ever drink Coke, it's like Dr Pepper, but other than that, it's like sweet
Fucking
tea or
Diet Dr Pepper
lemonade or
tastes the
some shit.
same, man.
I don't
Yeah,
know, man. That shit's
but
good. 23 different flavors, bro.
that's that's what I get from people all the time.
Mm.
Like they're like, okay, well, what about all these like stevias and your what is it, Splendas? Like, aren't those gonna give you cancer? And I'm like, well, fuck. If you don't lose weight, you're gonna get diabetes and die anyway. So pick your fucking poison, dude.
Huh. That's actually interesting that you brought that up. Like, I guess, yeah, that's true. I mean, like, I didn't even think of that because I know that's been a big thing. Like, as far as Splenda, stevia, like all that. I mean, almost everything causes cancer, unfortunately. Like, it's just the
Yeah,
unfortunate
dude.
side effect of it. Like, which is weird. It's
I'm
kind of
thinking
bullshit, too.
if you don't get cancer, you probably didn't live a good life. So
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, like obviously diabetes, like no one exactly wants to go through that. Like even like some of the healthiest of people that like seem healthy at the time are just like Nick Jonas. Like I think he's a perfect example. Like
yeah,
he was a small kid. Like I think he was like weighing almost 90 pounds when he was actually diagnosed with diabetes. And it was just like everyone was just shocked and like what the fuck, like how does this even happen? And I think it was that one
yeah.
was more like on the genetic side of things to my understanding, but it's just crazy to think like it does happen to everyone, like for the most part.
I mean, I just tell people like you got to pick your poisons. You got to figure out what's good for you, what's not. Dude, I seen on my 600 pound life where a guy had lost a shit ton of weight, right? And he decided, oh, my family has a heart issue,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna go vegan, right? So he's taking in all sorts of carbs, putting in his body, right, being vegan,
Mm-hmm.
and just taking in a bunch of carbs. And he goes and sees Doctor Now, and Doctor Now tells him, "Dude, I don't know where the hell you're getting your information from, but vegan is not the best diet." He goes, you gotta eat meat and it's okay. Like they don't have all this substance that people say they do, man. We've been
Mm-hmm.
living off of meats for I don't know how many fucking years, dude.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like people want to say like, oh no, you have to have an all green diet. Like it doesn't necessarily work that way for everybody. And i'm
Yeah.
not i'm not here to talk shit about another diet or another lifestyle. Like if that works, that's great for you. Like
Mm-hmm.
because I personally think that everybody's body is different, right? And this is going to be sound so stupid, but I think we're like the dinosaurs, right? You had your carnivores, you had your
Yeah.
omnivores, and then the ones in between, which I forgot their name.
I think it's
What you
a
call them?
it's a it's
Herbivores?
no, I think the herbivores are the ones that just eat grass. No, they eat fucking veggies and
Okay.
shit. Not veggies, but you know what the fuck I'm trying to
So then
say.
what's the omnivores?
I think omnivore does both. I want to say. I don't
Okay,
know. I
so
don't know.
there you
I'm
go.
not educated apparently. So,
I mean, if I can have a master's degree and don't even know the difference between dinosaurs, but whatever.
dude, that's fucking funny. Go to school,
But
kids.
I mean,
Go to school.
that's what I tell people. Like, dude, like we're like the fucking dinosaurs. Like everybody's different, right? Like,
Yeah.
so don't talk shit about somebody else's lifestyle. Let them do them. So what I'm saying is, here's the thing, man. You can put on a shit ton of weight, eat all the fucking burgers you want, all the
Yeah.
Whataburger, look like crap, and nobody's gonna tell you anything. But as soon as you put that you're doing a ketogenic diet, bam, it's gonna blow up, and everybody's gonna talk so much shit. So be ready for it. But at the beginning, people are gonna say, why are you doing that? But at the end, they're gonna ask you how you did it. So
No, it's pretty fair. I think everyone undermines that diet because, I saw it obviously happen with a close friend of mine. And man, he was dropping weight pretty quick, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because I just feel like I couldn't do it. Like, unfortunately, like my mindset loves carbs. Like, it's just bread, tortillas. Like, you know, obviously, like when I'm on a diet, I'm trying to get fit. I'm cutting a lot of that out, and I'm having it like
I mean,
twice a
I
week
eat bread and
versus.
tortillas right now, dude.
Oh, that's true. That's fair. Well, doesn't since you mentioned that, doesn't that get you out of ketosis? Because ain't there like a certain level of where, or is that just do you test daily, weekly, like for that? Because don't you have to be in ketosis for
Honestly,
the most part, or no?
yeah, I mean that's the idea. You have to get into ketosis, right, into a state where your body's burning fat for
Mm-hmm.
energy instead of using the carbs. But what I meant by saying that I eat bread and I eat tortillas is that there's low carb bread out there,
Yeah.
right? They're based on the net carbs. There's low carb tortillas out there based on the net carbs that you can intake already,
Mm-hmm.
and you're fine. Like, and that's kind of what people don't get, man. Like, so I mean, you gotta have what you gotta know what you can eat, right? Like, so for example, I'll
Yeah.
go to Freebirds, right? I'll get a bowl, no rice, no beans. Maybe sometimes I do a sliver of beans because I know how many carbs I could take in, right?
Yeah.
I'll double meat, cheese, sour cream, salsa. Give it to me in a bowl, lettuce, and then I come home and I use my big ass 6 net carb tortilla and I put it in there,
Oh, okay.
and I
That
got
makes
myself my
sense.
burrito.
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds kind of awful without the beans and rice, but now when you said you put it into a tortilla, I was like, okay, that's fair. I could totally do that.
Yeah,
So now, and I
yeah.
guess
So
that's the thing too, like knowing, having the knowledge of like what's in front of you, because I think that's part of the problem. And even for me, like I mentioned it earlier about like podcasting and like looking for help, especially now with COVID.
yeah,
Like it's just been a big deal where everyone's doing things remotely, like we're doing right now, and
yeah,
asking for that knowledge and being like, hey, like how the fuck do y'all do this? Because this is working or this
yeah,
isn't working. Like it's cool that like to know that there's like different ways of doing that now. Because I felt
yeah.
like I just didn't know enough of that shit to even attempt it.
Yep. Yep. And like candy bars, ice cream, it's all out there now, man.
That's
You just got to
insane.
find the right things.
Is it more expensive? Because I've heard that complaint too, like where people feel like it's you spend more money, but I also feel like it's an investment on your health regardless. So, if you're gonna spend $20 on yourself on dinner when you go out, like you could spend an extra dollar or two on low carb
Yeah, I
tortillas or
mean,
bread. You know what I mean?
I mean, so here's the thing, right? Like you're always
Mm-hmm.
gonna say like, oh, it's more expensive, right? So if you are a person who lives off of McDoubles, right, and we're talking about cheap college student, fucking broke as fuck, right? You're living off of McDoubles. Can you do this diet? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Either learn to cook for yourself or go buy yourself 4 McDoubles and just eat 2 of the slices of bread and combine the rest,
Yeah.
or don't eat the bread at all.
No, that's fair.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta find what works for you and how to make it cheaper, right? Like you don't have to make it super expensive. You just gotta find ways to do it yourself. I guess that's it.
No, that makes sense. Because I figured obviously being heavy protein, everyone could find complaints. But if you're looking in like the frozen aisle, you could just stuff that shit in the freezer, defrost. I know they say stay away from frozen and canned, and the greener the better, that kind of bullshit. But like, at the end of the day, like financially, you do what you got to do to just get what you
Yeah, I
need. So
mean,
that makes sense.
I promise you, if you go buy a shit ton of fucking frozen chicken breast, you're gonna lose weight on this diet because you're gonna lose weight. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be what it is, you know. Fuck, I
No.
don't care. Like, you don't need cage free eggs. Like, I like cage free eggs because I like the way they fucking taste. But
Hmm.
fucking, I can eat regular eggs, dude.
I don't
No
think I've
big
ever
deal.
had the difference or like tasted the difference. It's just fucking eggs to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never seen like a difference or like what's a cleaner chicken or not. Like, I don't know. I don't taste it unless it's like
Yeah,
well prepared. Like, it's how it's prepared for me. Like, what matters. Like,
yeah.
have you ever made fucking Gordon Ramsay's scrambled eggs for MasterChef?
No, never.
Dude, it's actually the bombest shit ever. I watched that shit and I instantly tried it like maybe a couple days later, and it was probably the creamiest, fluffiest eggs I've ever had. Mind you, if like you like your eggs drier, sure. I mean, that just kind of is what it
Yeah.
is. But like,
Yeah.
those are literally the best eggs I've ever had, and I made them in my fucking kitchen, right? And I was just like, dude, I'm gonna fucking do this all the time. Like, I don't know. That's to me, it's all about how it's prepared. I could care less where it comes from. Cause
I just know I've become civilized because now I whisk my eggs. I didn't do that shit before.
yeah, no shit, right? You're just like, we're gonna fucking make eggs Benedict today.
Yeah, I used to just break them and put them in the pan until my wife showed me. She's like, "No, you whisk them, get a bubble so that they're fluffy and all that shit." I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah, and how you're not supposed to put salt in them while they're cooking. You have to put them outside because it dehydrates
Yeah,
the egg and it becomes drier. I was just like, the fuck, dude? Like I actually have a book on cooking, and I want to say I got it from my brother. I'm using it right now to hold my phone, and it's a. It mentions like certain styles of how to cook shit, and that's just something that I fucking enjoy. I love cooking shit. I don't do it
funny.
enough, but I
That's
love
funny.
cooking shit. So
I love cooking out. I'll make fajitas and shit on the grill, put it down out there. That's what I enjoy doing. But I fuck it. I love it, man. I love whatever I can do to help out the cause.
just heat that bitch up.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, can you make me one too, babe? Yeah, she's making quesadillas. So I'll fucking show
Nice.
you a keto friendly quesadilla in a bit.
Oh, dude, that sounds legit. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. You know, like I mean, because also too, like just to be honest, like a low carb tortilla doesn't sound appealing. You know what I mean? It almost tastes like if it's thin, if it's paper like, or like you know what I mean. Like I feel like that's
Yeah,
something that like we're very big on like perspective, and like we'll look at it and we'll be like, what do you mean gluten free, or like what do you mean this? And we take a look at it and it looks
yeah.
bland and shitty. You're just kind of like, nah, I'm not gonna have that. Like
No,
recently,
man.
what was it? Cauliflower rice has been like the best thing for me. Like I've eaten that on multiple plates that I've had, like I made at home. And dude,
Yeah,
that's probably been the best shit for me. Like to replace rice, or at least feel like I'm eating rice. And
yeah.
it's been fucking bomb. Like I love that shit.
I'm still looking for a sushi restaurant that makes their sushi rolls with cauliflower rice. I heard there's some in California, but I still can't fucking find one in Houston. So if anybody knows one in Houston, hit me up.
Shit, man, that sounds interesting. I wonder if it'd be sticky
Yeah.
enough though to like to hold well enough. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, I don't know, dude.
I like sushi too. Like I'm not big on the fresh ones. I like Laredo style sushi, mind you.
Yeah, dude.
like that's a big fucking thing, dude. Sushi Madre, holy shit, dude. Like to
Yeah.
this day, I'm in San Antonio, and like we're still trying to find a place that it comes close to what they do. And no, dude, it's not possible. It's not possible up here. Like it blows my fucking mind. Laredo style sushi is the fucking best, dude.
Yeah.
Goto's 2 for 1. You fucking got it.
Yeah.
Like
You see, those would be keto friendly if you use cauliflower rice instead of regular rice.
no
Because
that's
they
true,
they use
man.
the chicken around and stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
they'd be good. But yeah, man. I mean, I love eating like when I cook out, I'll make my fajitas. I'll make the low carb tortillas.
Yeah.
I'll eat it with avocado. Obviously, I love making jalapeno poppers. Those are all keto friendly, right? So you
Dude, poppers are keto? I didn't even know. Oh, well, yeah, I didn't even think of that now I think about it. Because
yeah,
for
think
some
about
reason,
bacon, cream cheese.
yeah, because for some reason, I don't know why I think dairy is a part of like the extraction from that, but it's really not.
Not at all.
I mean, like,
Uh,
so is there like low carb cereal or any of that shit? Like,
oh
or is
yeah,
everything
you
at
bring
this
me the
point?
cereal. He wants to know that. Yeah,
What?
look at that. That's 2 net carbs for a tortilla.
Hey, that actually looks pretty legit. For everyone
It is,
wondering
man.
why I'm
It
looking
is.
up, it's on my TV and my setup's kind of ridiculous, but that looks fucking good. That surprisingly looks a
So,
lot better than I thought it would, considering high key. Damn, huh? That's cool,
yeah,
man.
dude.
I might look into to doing that maybe,
Shout
because
out to these guys right here, High Key, man. They put out the best fucking products when it comes to like sweets, dude. They have badass cereal that we can eat with almond milk, make it keto friendly. It's a really low carb thing. This
it's
is
fucking dope.
their
Oh,
baking mix.
what's muffins and cupcakes? Dude, they got pancake
Yeah,
mix. So they
dude.
got pancake mix. I'm sold. So,
They do have pancake mix actually.
fuck yeah.
These are their little brownies.
That's
These guys,
crazy.
man, you just need to know what the hell to buy. Like, so this is what I'm talking to you about the whole net carb things. I don't know if you
Yeah.
can really make it out there, but like,
Yeah, I see
so
that.
so they have 11 grams of carbs, right? That's what it would normally say,
Hmm.
and then You got 3 grams of fiber, which you reduce that 11 from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, they use these sugar alcohols. So sugar alcohols can also be reduced from the count because sugar alcohols flow through your body. They don't drop your sugar levels. So that's
Huh.
why we don't count those towards. We reduce our carbs by that. So they use erythritol and allulose,
Reloads.
and so it actually reduces to 0 net carbs. So I can have a
Mm-hmm.
bowl of this, and with the almond milk, it'd be like 2 net carbs. So, or
That's
maybe
crazy.
one. I guess.
I didn't even know about like the sugar alcohol. I'd figured that'd still be like, it's a substitute, but I still figured it'd be treated as sugar. I mean, it makes sense. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, pancake mix. That's what I need, dude. Pancakes, man. Like
Yeah.
fucking IHOP, man. That was the place. Fucking place when you're a college kid. What was it? The $2 stack
Yeah.
day they would do, like I think once a
Yeah.
year. It's fucking great. That's badass, man. Hell yeah.
Okay.
So as
Wait,
far
give me
as
a second. I think my wife's trying to make dinner. Give me 1 second. What's up,
no,
here?
no, for sure.
I'm good. Mm-mm. Good. So, the swerve. This is like good baking. Sugar alternative. It makes your food great. So, if you start looking up like what's it called recipes, you'll see a lot of swerve being used. So, I
That's
just thought I'd
fucking
give them a
cool.
shout out.
That's legit. No, I mean like I honestly had no clue. Like I mean like obviously not. So I only hearing about it, not necessarily digging in, but that's fucking crazy, man. It's a lot of like shit that like on the daily that will substitute like what you always like had. You know what I mean? And I think that's the big part of it. I mean, I think if people like are aware of the substitutes that are around, it definitely like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it'd be. I mean, it's pretty well known now, but like in the past, like it'd be probably less
Yeah.
negative about it because I mean, like to me, it just sounds insane. Because what's that one diet where you just eat nothing but red meat? And they say I forgot what that one's
Carnivore.
called. Huh?
Carnivore.
Carnivore? Is that
Mm-hmm.
what it's called? I didn't know that's what it's called. But yeah,
Yeah.
but I was
Yeah.
just like, dude, like cholesterol, like what the fuck? Like, does that work? Like, I don't know if that works either. Like, I'm curious about that one because
So
it
it
just sounds
actually,
insane.
I know somebody that's really close to me that's actually doing a carnivore diet. So
Mm-hmm.
carnivore is technically keto, but it's like the most extreme version of keto that you can do.
Uh huh.
Um, and, and that's the one thing that people always say, oh, your cholesterol, your cholesterol. So a couple things you got to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, they used to say don't eat the yolks because the yolks are bad, right? Give you high
Yeah.
cholesterol. Come to find out, that was a bunch of BS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's fine. The other thing that we've kind of found out is that a low-fat diet is a load of crap. We used to be told eat low fat, eat low fat, eat low fat, right?
Yeah.
The people that were driving that were the cereal companies because they wanted you to eat nothing but fucking sugary cereal for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all these kids were actually getting really fat from just eating a bunch of cereal in the morning, which aren't good for you. So what I have to say about like cholesterol levels and all that
Yeah.
is that when I went to go see my doctor, before I started this diet, I was pre-diabetic, right?
Uh huh.
After I lost the weight, I went back to go see my doctor. My doctor tells me, you need to keep doing whatever the hell you're doing because all your numbers came back phenomenal.
So it's got to be sugar then, huh? Sugar is just the fucking disease that
Sugar's the
creates all
disease, man.
these. Yeah, it just creates that fucking all like the cholesterol levels, all that bullshit. Like that's what at least that's what it seems like. Because I'd honestly never know.
Yeah.
I remember like as far as when studying kinesiology, like I didn't get to the nutrition side of things yet, so I hadn't heard about any of that like newer research. But that's crazy. That's crazy to hear because like that's what I felt like we were all taught as younger adults, especially like in
Yeah.
my generation and yours. So it's just kind of like that's what I immediately think. Like, well, man, fuck, if I'm only eating steak, like how the fuck is that gonna make me healthy? Kind of thing. And I think that's just the predetermined mindset that like our younger parents or our fucking parents were taught, and it just becomes this domino
Exactly.
effect that we keep carrying over, which is insane. Like when you think about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man, that's crazy. So, I mean, you can go online and do your research, and you're gonna find an article that says one thing, and then you find an article that's like the exact opposite of it. So,
yeah,
It's the
No,
craziest thing ever out there. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's sugar. I think sugar's the kicker, man. I think that's what's really fucking up everybody.
nah, that makes sense, man. I mean, because like even when I think on my diet too, like I remember going to the doctor and just kind of finding out like my numbers and shit. And I was there like, nah, dude, I'm fucked. I probably have like crazy hypertension and
Hmm.
shortness of breath, all that shit. And they're like, no, dude, you're good. And I never questioned it. I was just like, all right, cool, I'm good. I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah,
And that was just my main thing on that. Because I mean, at the end of the
yeah,
day, like I think that's another thing. Like as far as looking into health, like we'll get an
yeah,
answer, and if we feel like we're good, then we don't really pursue or drive ourselves to do more. You know what I mean? To like improve. And I mean, I'm at fault to that too for the most part. Like even now, like I started running and then I injured my foot, and I stopped running. Which honestly, like now is definitely an excuse. I just haven't gone, and I should have. I should go to like one check on my foot and just be healthier and a hermit in my
yeah,
fucking apartment, because that's unfortunately like probably what everyone's doing.
yeah,
So, because fuck this quarantine shit, man.
yeah. It
So,
sucks, man. Can't wait for the gym to open. Fuck, sucks, man.
man, well, phase two, I guess here, right? Because Texas is just the
Yeah.
crazy motherfuckers doing it and led the charge on that. So I don't know.
Well, look, while we're talking about this, I mean, you might lose some subscribers on this. So, I've actually been tracking this thing. If you go look for the University of Washington model, they had a model that kind of, indicated what the belt-like, shape-like curve was going to look like, right? If you've ever done business statistics, you kind of know what the hell they're talking about. So, the model, with social distancing and all that, we were projected to have about 63,000 deaths, right?
Yeah.
If people remember what the original models were, it was like 1 million deaths in the United States alone, right? The
You
epicenter of
said
this whole thing is,
a million? Is that what you said?
yeah, that was the original estimates were like 1 million people dead on this pandemic.
That's crazy. I didn't.
People
I
don't,
wasn't aware of that extreme viscosity of it. Like I had no idea.
yeah, it was that high. And now the epicenter is New York, is specifically New York City, right? So
Yeah.
New York City has the most deaths. So one of the things that New York did, and this is all factual, I'm not making this shit up, right? So one of the things New
Hmm.
York did halfway through this process, they said, we're no longer just going to count the people that die of COVID-19 and tested positive, but also people who we believe died because of COVID-19, even though they never tested positive. We're going to count them against these numbers, right?
Hmm.
So so now they're exponentially growing their numbers all the time. And when we were at the highest, we were like at 3,000 deaths per day. And deaths per day is really what you want to look at. You don't want to look at you don't want to look at cases, because when you look at cases, you have to consider that you have a variable there. For example, you have more testing going on, right? So you're going to see
Yeah.
more cases
Yeah.
increase
You'll
because
see
of
the
that.
spikes and obviously more testing,
Exactly.
more positive cases. Yeah.
Right. So you
Hmm.
want to look at deaths, right? So we were at a point where we were at 3,000 deaths per day, right? Original projections, we were going to be at 6,000 at the height. We were at 3,000 at the height. We never got to 6,000, nowhere close to it.
Yeah.
Right now, we're at about 1,000 deaths per day. Texas specifically has been fucking kicking ass. The projections, once we took social distancing off, we were supposed to be at about 40 deaths per day from all of the month of May until June, where it kind of tapers off.
Hmm.
I looked at the numbers yesterday. We were only at about 29 deaths yesterday.
Huh. I mean,
So,
honestly, for me, like you giving me all those like facts, like I don't even know what to believe anymore. I mean, obviously the media,
yeah,
I think, took a lot of this out of proportion. I think we took the right precautions in being safe, and especially like just for ourselves, for the people that like definitely have, I don't want to say issues because that sounds rude, but like obviously had fuck, what's the word? That have
underlining conditions.
There you go. They had underlying conditions already. Like it was a safe way to
Yeah,
go, and
yeah,
I think for me, like I'm very like I don't know what to believe is like super fact, and like if how concerned I should be at this point. You know what I mean? I
right.
think right now I'm definitely like at a zen mode. Like I'm just going with the flow and doing what people tell me to do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I think for me, like just trying to be healthier, and also like in the future just be more prepared for this if it ever happens again. God willing, it doesn't. But I think it's one of those things where for me, like it's crazy to like to see one estimate, as you said, like to 1 million, and then drop to 3,000, 6,000, which is crazy. Like where obviously too, like sometimes predictions and scaling things, it's just not always correct. So sometimes I just don't know what to believe. And for me, like I'm just gonna just do what I can to just get where I gotta go. But that's insane, man. It's
So,
insane that you brought that up.
and I guess that kind of leads me to the fact that they're saying that the second leading cause behind age of underlying conditions is obesity. So, which kind of makes sense because if you're overweight, you're putting additional pressure on your lungs to breathe harder,
Yeah.
and this attacks your lungs, right? So that's why it's important to lose weight. Me personally, I'm not going to the gym probably until June.
Yeah.
But that's a choice. That's a choice that I'm making, right?
Uh
I
huh.
don't want other people who feel like they're healthy enough to not be able to make that choice and be able to go back to the gym. And the gym's taking precautions. You're keeping it clean. You have to wear gloves. You have to do all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, but we're at the point right now where people aren't social distancing, and we're just not seeing the deaths to kind of stop the country, right, or stop the state more specifically,
Yeah.
because New York still has a lot of issues. And what as much as this sucks, dude, and it's a pandemic, right? Because we can
Mm-hmm.
say we have a 1% death rate, or
Mm-hmm.
even less than that, right? Way less than that. Way less than a 1% death rate. Your aunts, your uncles, your tias, your tios, your mom, your grandma could be part of that, and you don't want to fucking think about that. And I
Yeah.
understand that, right? Because my mom's elderly too, so
Yeah.
you don't want to think about that. But unfortunately, in pandemics, you're going to have death, and there's no way to prevent that. And you just hopeful that you're not one of those people, and you can
Mm-hmm.
just do the precautions that you can do, which is use your hand sanitizers, cover your face,
Yeah.
and do social
Excuse me.
distancing. And that's what I'm doing.
No.
And that's why I shave my head. But no, just kidding.
No, that's fair. I mean, like I think all those things, man. Like that's what everyone needs to focus on. Like I feel like in the future, just overall like health and financial preparation and just kind of figuring out all sorts of things. We actually just got a comment come in from Malachi. It's not even just the
Okay, what's up?
lungs, just extra weight makes your body work harder for everything it needs. Diabetes is especially bad to have because of this, and it's the effects on the immune system. God, I fucking read like a speak-in spell. Holy shit, that was awful. But no, man, I think that's 100% fair. I mean, I'm glad like people are aligned and kind of seeing that too, because I think for me, like I'm starting to get before running, like that's when I started to realize, like, man, like if I'm breathing hard, bringing in a fucking packet of water up the stairs, like I gotta fucking do something. You know what I mean? Like, and like that's just straight facts for me. So like I think it's something that like that's why I started running, and I think definitely getting
Yeah,
back down to it. I just hate living in an apartment like on the second floor because I feel like I'm noisy and an asshole for the people downstairs. Um,
yeah,
but I think definitely just I want to probably just run and hike some trails and shit
yeah,
pretty much while this pandemic is still continuing,
yeah,
to definitely do that. And maybe I'll pick up that diet for sure because it's interesting. Like it's really refreshing to hear someone that's actually knowledgeable to explain to me like what could work and what doesn't. Because I think that's another thing. Like I said, we need a source and for you guys, like I know you all did it together, you and your wife.
yeah.
What do you call it? Where did you guys get the resources to do keto? Like was it just like you said those Instagram followers that you were pretty much following, or like where exactly did you
Yeah,
find
yeah. I
all
mean,
this
there's
information?
Instagram out there. There's a Reddit community too, right? There's a bunch of Reddit communities out
Reddit's
there.
amazing.
Instagram follow.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, follow us. Keto underscore Julie Jule. That's our Instagram page. Follow us, and then this month I've actually been sharing certain people.
Hmm.
Like for example, there's this one girl. Her name's Keto Half-Asser. Like she's literally a half-asser. Like she fucking like
The
puts out
fuck.
all the time, and she literally puts all the stuff. But dude, she's amazing, man. The shit she's done is
Hmm.
incredible. Her transformation is phenomenal. She was actually on Inside Edition from she told her story how she couldn't get on a roller coaster at Universal Studios. So now they did a recap where she actually could get on the roller coaster.
That's dope.
So it was pretty amazing, dude. So there's a lot of people out there that do it, and I know of people now that are doing keto,
Hmm.
not just because they want to lose weight, but they want to maintain their weight, but because of the sugars that we talked about. The sugar's the killer, man. So they want to live a lifestyle without sugar in their lives.
Yeah, and that's fucking crazy when you think about it, man. Like, cause like it's cool like that we're evolving and we're learning, but it almost feels like we're learning too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think that's the problem with like people that just don't, either want to share their research or they kind of hold off to it because they feel dumb. But I think that's like why everyone now needs to raise their voice on an opinion or concern or a valid statement that's been validated through their own research. And that's part of the reason like I really enjoy having these conversations because like all this stuff comes to light. Like I've talked about like why reading's important when I didn't give a fuck about it in high school. And you know what I mean? Like kind of going back in time and realizing like what mattered and what didn't, and like how it affects me now, and reflecting on that. And it's one of those things for me that like it makes me regret like all the dumb bullshit I used to do growing up, because it makes me realize like, oh fuck, man, I could have been one intelligent, financially stable person in such a higher level. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things where like fuck. I don't regret it because my life is my life and I love it, but it's just one of those things where like it's crazy to think like, questions are like the biggest thing for me in life, where if I'm doing something, there's always a why. And like, for me, like, it's cool, even though on the fitness level like side of things, like to learn what I just learned sitting down talking to you right now. Like it's dope for sure.
I guess some advice I have for people, like if you're thinking about doing this diet and you're seeing results, like you want to find a physician that's in line with you too, right? Like a doctor. I had a doctor a few years back. Her advice to me was like, you should look into weight loss surgery. Like people your age are looking into it because we're starting to see health issues with people your age, gaining weight and being overweight. I said, okay, that's cool. I'll see you because I don't want to fucking waste a shit ton of money on weight loss surgery. So I found a new doctor, and this new doctor, like when I showed my numbers, he was like, oh man, they're phenomenal. If we can keep on going. So my blood pressure's checked in, everything's good. And I have a hard time with weight loss surgery because weight loss surgery, all it does, it helps you not eat as much, right?
Yeah.
And like what you're doing is you're paying a shit ton of money for something to be put in your body to like prevent you from eating so much. And it's like, okay, well, there's something else called self-control. Like,
no shit. No shit, right? Just mind over matter.
My 600-pound life. I mean, my 600-pound life. Those guys need it, right? Because they got their life for a reason. But if you're fucking 300 pounds, man, you're in your 30s, like, come on, guys. Like, let's fucking do it, man. You don't need to be paying all that money for surgery. You can do it on your own. Like, it's self-control, self-motivation. Find what motivates you, what's your goal. So, I don't know. I've done it twice now. So, I mean, I guess I could talk shit about that. But, I wouldn't pay for weight loss surgery. So.
No, I mean, hats off, dude. I mean, like that's the thing. Like life itself is definitely like a mental battle with yourself. Like, and I struggle with it daily. You know what I mean? It's just like even doing this podcast, like I think was like the biggest anxiety attack for me, because it's one of those things where like the fear of rejection or the fear of like wanting to get the easy way out, and you just kind of want to do what's normal, what's comfortable, and like you don't want to push the envelope on like what we do on a day-to-day basis. And fitness is definitely one of those things. Like I was afraid of the gym before. Like when you met me, Lee, I was afraid of the gym. I hated it. I honestly did not like the gym because I had really bad PE experiences in high school, throughout most of my like overall school career. And it wasn't until I took a kinesiology class and they actually showed me how to use the gym. You know what I mean? And that teacher by far is the most passionate teacher I've met in the field. And that's part of the reason why I switched my major too, because like she was probably the only one that showed me anything fucking useful, and obviously improving myself while I could help improve others. And that's always been a goal of mine. So like, it's crazy like what our minds want us to do and how it pushes us to do certain things. Like, I've brought up Lucifer quite a bit of times on the show because I really love that show, and like their idea of like the devil is the reason we do bad things, right? But the devil is always saying like, no, I'm just the temptation. Like you choose to do that. And I think that's very true. Like not necessarily in a biblical way, but I just think it's very true. Like our minds decide what we do in our actions and how we reflect on that. And we got to take ownership of that shit. And I think that's a daily battle for everyone, and it's tough, man. It's so tough, and it's fucking cool, man. Like you dropped 80 pounds twice right now, and you're still shooting for another 40, which is fucking amazing. So hell yeah, dude. Like,
Look, man, and I honestly like I can understand where people are coming from. Like, I mean, I had never had a gym membership until I was out of college, out of high school and in college, right? And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But what
Mm-hmm.
I've learned from being having a gym membership all these years is a couple of things. First of all, if you feel like people are staring at you, they're not. We don't fucking care, dude. Like, we're not there to talk shit about somebody trying to improve their themselves. If you're talking about somebody trying to improve themselves, then you're a piece of shit. First of all, because that's who
Facts.
you are. You know, you're just a fucking
Facts.
piece of shit. And secondly, like the times that I have had people stare at me, it's actually because they've come up to me and fucking told me like, "Hey, man, you're kicking ass. Your transformation's fucking incredible." And that should get you caught off guard. You're not gonna have a lot of people tell you that, but when they do, like it's phenomenal because people are
Mm-hmm.
noticing. And even if they don't tell you, people are noticing your changes.
Yeah, that's
So
facts. For
and then
sure.
if you've never lifted in your life, because I fucking love to lift weights, you know, if you've never lifted, ask
Mm-hmm.
somebody that looks like they know what the fuck they're doing. People are there to help, man. We're not getting to fucking like talk shit to you. Like just be like, hey, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Can you tell me real quick? And just ask, man. Like people are there to help, man. People are really nice. Like stop thinking people are out to get you.
No,
Which
that's.
if you're overweight, I get it, man. Like you know, your whole life you might have been bullied or
Mm-hmm.
people talk shit, but most people aren't out to get you, man.
No, that's true, man. I mean, creating a positive space for yourself is one thing, but believing in that positive space for yourself is like a whole other level of things. Like,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to think that, like, because it's true. I mean, like, people do think that, and it's cool that like you've had a lot of experiences where in this case people came up to you and so, admired that. So I think that's badass, man. It's good to know like the
Yeah.
dedication to that is crazy. So. But we
It's around you.
actually
I mean, whatever you need. I like positive reinforcement, so I
yeah.
surround myself with positive people. But you said you got a question or something?
No, Malachi put another comment on. He said, "Dude, Lucifer is fantastic. I agree that you should go with a decent diet, and keto can definitely be one. And exercising, even morning yoga, helps your metabolism and boosts mood over time." Oh yeah, man. Thanks for
Hey,
your
dude.
input. I appreciate that shit.
Maybe you don't even. That's the thing about this diet, man. It's 80% diet, 20% exercise, maybe even 90% diet. To be honest with you, dude, because
Yeah.
like I was telling you, last time I did this, I used to go fucking do. I was at the gym for like an hour and a half to two per day. Now I'm at the gym 30, 40 minutes tops, and it's usually just lifting weights. Like, and then that's it, man. It's all about diet, like really. Like it's all about cutting that sugar out.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely a huge detox thing, and I know when I was like one thing I was taught like with everyone being different, like their BMRs being different, heart rate. I mean, I focus on heart rate personally, like when I do hit workouts or I do
Yeah,
cardio or weightlifting. Like I do hit workouts with weights because I've learned that like my body could take the volume and the intensity, but that's also what helps me lose a lot of weight. If I don't have a lot of intensity, it takes me longer over time. And I just remember documenting when I was doing my kinesiology career, and it's crazy. Like it's crazy how different everyone is, and what works, what doesn't. It's definitely a trial and error of things, and I hope no one gets discouraged on like the error. Like what you well, it's not really an error, but what you feel like doesn't work for you, you're probably right. Try something else,
yeah,
or also be
yeah,
consistent, mind you. Like if you only do it for a week and you expect to lose 20, 30 pounds, like you're probably doing something that's not healthy in the first place. And two, like just give it time. Give it a month. See where it goes. And that's what people need to understand too. Like if you do keto, don't expect to do it for a month and drop 80 pounds. Like you've been doing it for how long? Like what, 2 years, 3 years?
yeah. A
Yeah.
year and a half now. So
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like as long as people stay consistent, they got to understand like, that's one of the biggest things I feel. Consistency and just sticking to not necessarily a routine, but like sticking to your plan and your goal and achieving that goal for sure.
yep, yep. And I mean, you can only be successful by setting up yourself right. Like fucking,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, man, have your outs right. Have your stuff ready to go. Have all your restaurants and know what the hell you can eat from them. And
Mm-hmm.
just have quick meals, man. Like, you'd be surprised how keto friendly some of these restaurants are. Like, I eat burgers all the time. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
just I don't eat buns on them. Or if you want to eat buns, buy your bread. You know, your keto friendly bread, and
Take it
bring the
with you
burger
and shit.
home and eat your bread. Shit, dude. I don't know, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
get a
Fuck it.
salad. Don't ask for the fucking croutons. Go get yourself a steak. You know.
Yeah.
There's so many things out there. Just no sugar barbecue sauce. I try to do. ribs without barbecue sauce the other day from Roadhouse, and they fucked it up. They sent me the barbecue sauce. I was a little upset about that.
Oh no, that sucks.
Yeah, so you'd have days like that. And after a while, you'll notice like you can have cheat days here and there, and you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the kicker: once your body gets what's called fat adaptive, you're burning that fat right for energy, so you no longer crave the carbs as much. You're not as hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So I see a lot of people doing intermittent fasting with keto. Like that's a good combination. You can do both easily, and it works. It works badass because you don't get as hungry. But there's times, when you're first starting this, man, it's gonna be a bitch. You're gonna get headaches and stuff. Just
Yeah.
drink Powerade, Gatorade Zero because it doesn't have sugars. But you just
Mm-hmm.
need electrolytes. Like that's how you get through the keto flu. Just electrolytes, and just watch your numbers, man. Just be ready to, have quick snacks and stuff ready to go.
Yeah. See, and I think that's another thing that like just discourages people because that's what I've heard the most of. Like how if you get that, like don't be discouraged. Like that's just part of the process. And you know, again, I'd probably flip my
That
shit and think I wasn't healthy if I didn't know that until now. You know,
yeah.
some
I was
crazy
popping
shit, man.
Advil and stuff because I was getting massive headaches when I first started, but after a bit, it was fine.
I feel that. Yeah. No. I mean that makes sense. It's insane, man.
And
So
do we have any questions or anything coming up?
I don't got any questions yet. Obviously, guys, if you haven't watched the show before, we try to be as interactive as we can. Feel free to drop a question in the live chat, and me or Lee will obviously, answer anything you want. Now that I've said that, I'll give you all a minute to definitely like think some over. I don't think the show's not that it's not close to ending, but like I'm not in any rush. But yeah, I mean, if you have a question, feel free. If not, I do have a question for you now.
Okay.
What do you call it? At least me personally, like, what are you doing in quarantine that you feel like people need to know to change up, workouts? Because I think that's part of like my problem
Yeah.
personally, where like, man, I'm thinking of running, and and I'm used to a lot of body work, a lot of jumping, a lot of
Yeah.
plyometrics, and I can't do that obviously, at least respectably, because I don't want to really just fuck up because I just don't want to fuck with my neighbors, and
Yeah.
but like what do you feel like you're doing right now that's been different or helpful for you,
Well,
like be consistent in your movement?
yeah. I mean, the first couple of weeks was really hard because we didn't have any equipment at all, right? So I was trying to do those hit workouts, but fuck, they're hard, bro. Fuck, man. Hit is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm asthmatic too. I don't know if I mentioned that, so it's really hard, right? Like so.
Hmm.
I mean, I tried doing hit, whatever. It was fun, whatever, but it was hard after a while. I mean, we got lucky. If you need dumbbells, they're really hard to find. Go on Dick's every night until you can actually find some.
Hmm.
And they'll sporadically pop up. So we finally got some dumbbells in. We invested like a little bit of a home gym, right? So we got a couple of dumbbells in,
Hmm.
some resistant bands. We bought a little bit of a bench from Amazon. And that's been it, man. Like, I really don't go out for walks. I should go out for walks, but I fucking hate
Hmm.
falling outside. I bought myself an air bike now, but I'm waiting for that sucker to be delivered.
Yeah.
Um, so, I mean, here's the truth. I mean, if you're starting off a diet plan, like you don't even have to worry about exercising for the first couple months. Like you
Hmm.
really don't. Like just doing the diet, you're gonna lose weight. So that's all you really
No,
gotta focus on.
that's fair. I mean, like I think that's another thing. Like nutrition for me, like and fitness has always been my weak point, and it's the biggest part of it
Yeah.
because it's like, man, I fucking love grease. If I gotta say it, grease and all that shit, like all the unhealthy shit, like which I gotta stay away from. But
I
it's
eat
just
bacon
it's
all
just
the time, dude.
facts. No shit, right? Fucking keto bacon. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
And then
true,
that
man.
turkey
Just
bacon
just
chip.
get a baconator and just let her trap the fuck out of that, and boom, done.
Yeah, just wrap it or fucking get your own bread, right? Keto
Yeah.
friendly bread. That's
That's,
all, friend. Just don't get the fucking fries.
yeah, no shit, dude. I love those sea salt fries, man. See, that's my problem. I love salt, sodium. Sodium's the second devil of the food industry, because fuck that. You can't process anything, or it doesn't leave your body for a while. Like one fucking can of ramen's like I think 3 days worth or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. Like
Yeah. I haven't had ramen in forever, so that's cut that out completely.
shit. I mean, I think, man, it might have been like 6 months now since I've had my last ramen, but that's just because I was broke as shit, and you gotta do what you gotta do. So.
And man, tuna fish is cheap too.
That you're not wrong, actually, and I do have cans of tuna right now. You're not wrong. That's like fucking 48 cents compared to like the 25. So that's fair. Especially like it's actually
You
healthier and
wanna
good for your heart and shit. So
you wanna lose a shit ton of weight? Just eat tuna and mayo all day, and you'll fucking drop. Don't eat the fucking the crackers. Just eat the tuna and mayo, and you'll lose a shit ton of weight.
God,
But trust me, by like the second week, you're gonna fucking never want tuna fish ever again in your life. So don't do that.
yeah, no shit. Fuck that. I'd fucking hate my like. That's another thing. Like shaking up. Like I'm a man who loves food. If there's anything I'll spend money on,
Yeah,
it's food and the diversity in food and variety. Like that's just me. Like I don't like having the same thing over and over again. So like I
yeah.
love like cooking with different shit too. Like I recently got into pork a lot. Um, and I've been making pork chops. We made like loaded pork chops, and that shit was the bomb. It was like, obviously like a fillet cut with cheddar, bacon bits, and we put some sour cream on top, and that shit was bomb.
It's all
But
keto friendly.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think I just listed all the keto stuff on that, but
Yeah.
nah, dude, this is some
And
good
for the
shit,
you
dude.
probably had mashed potatoes with it, and that's what killed it.
I think I did. Actually, now that you mention it, I want to say I think I did. I think I did mashed potatoes and fuck, what else, man? Some veggies. I think some steamed
Yeah.
veggies. But that's fucking funny.
So like
um,
my go-to at restaurants because I know that shit right. Like just dude, ask for broccoli and tell them to fucking put cheese on it. All you can have cheese all day. Like give me some fucking cheese on my broccoli. They'll do it. You'll be surprised too. They
that's
can have
fucking
some cheese on
funny.
my broccoli. Yeah, you can. Like okay, cool.
Then I'm
You know,
set.
fucking any veggies you want. Fucking, I'll have a house salad with extra ranch. Like, give me extra ranch because ranch is keto friendly too. So,
That's funny.
whatever, dude. Like, it's funny because back in the day, you used to hear like, "Oh, salad's only good without the dressing. If not, it's really bad for you." Like,
What?
no, I'll eat a fuck ton of ranch on my dressing. On my salad, I'll be all right.
That's funny.
Pretty
Um,
bad. So,
so Malachi got another. He's got another comment here. He's like, if you need to do cardio indoors, do jumping jacks. Make sure you're doing 3 sets of 12 push-ups a day to benefit the cardiovascular system and your chest, arms, back, core if done correctly. I mean, maybe I'll just start small like that, at least for me, because like
yeah.
again, I just don't want to be fucking rude. Like my neighbors and this community in the current apartment complex I'm in, they're actually really fucking nice. Everyone's like friendly as shit. Like it's weird. Always had asshole neighbors. I felt because like they just never say hi or they'll fucking like make all this noise and party and shit. Like everyone here is just so fucking chill. So, but yeah, no,
Yeah, that sucks.
I agree with that shit for sure. I mean, that's probably something I'll
You
pick
got
up
this.
before I
You
go my
got
run.
You got the stairs, dude. Just walk up and down. This is badass cardio right there.
No shit, man. Just go up all 3 floors, like do it like 8 times, and I'm just dying. Fuck it. Like
Yeah, there you go, dude.
I'll knock on my neighbor's door. Hey, come out with me. Like, come on. Fuck that.
Just make sure to social distance.
Yeah, right. Everyone, hold on to the string. And if you, God, no, fuck
6 feet
that. That
apart.
sounds awful. Do an
Yeah.
Indian run. Dude, do you remember doing those
Oh
in
no,
high school?
I
Uh,
remember in
fuck.
football. Full pads do too.
Oh, dude, fuck that. No, I never did that because I didn't do football in high school. But fuck Indian runs. It's the fucking worst. Like
Yeah,
Jesus
it's,
Christ. No, man. I
Native
mean,
American runs.
some good shit. All right, man. Well, honestly, that's all I have. Do you have anything for our listeners right now?
No, I mean follow the Instagram page if you want more information. I'm always open to giving help to people, even though people usually don't want it. But I let you message me if you want it. I will say it's a dual page between me and my wife. We put our progress on there so y'all can kind of see how we've been doing. Fucking man, you're your own best cheerleader, I guess. Like, you gotta motivate yourself and just find people that are gonna have positive reinforcements. Do not let people talk you down from this diet
Yeah.
and talk about the cholesterol and all that BS. Because I'm living proof, dude. Like, don't. The best numbers you'll ever see if you have high blood pressure is when you go check your blood pressure at HEB because those numbers are gonna go down. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's really all I have. It's just like don't get discouraged by people talking bad about it and like that. Like I said, at first they're gonna ask you why you're doing it. Then
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna ask you how you did it. So.
No, I agree, man. Like that's good shit, man. And I remember first following you guys when you guys first started that, and just slowly but surely, I remember commenting and be like, dude, fuck yeah, like Y'all are fucking doing great. Like, keep it up, that kind of shit. And so it's fucking cool, man. Especially, like, again, to stay consistent and be where you are. Like, it's badass to hear, for sure.
We got another 40 pounds to go, man. So let's get it.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Especially during a time like this, dude. You would think, like, you would stop. You know what I mean? But, you know, you're keeping on. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's good shit. Well, appreciate everyone watching the show today. Malachi, shout out to you for commenting so much. I greatly appreciate it. My next podcast is actually happening. What's today? Tuesday? Right?
Yes.
Tuesday? Fuck, I don't even remember. I'm actually having a
I'll message
podcast
them
tomorrow with a gentleman named Sammy, and he's going to talk about his wine company. And he's a wine connoisseur. And again, I mentioned how I love alcohol. So that's going to be a really interesting show to kind of find out how he started his business and kind of go from where he's
Ask them
at.
what wines are keto friendly.
Dude, yes, that's actually going to be a fucking question now, dude. And I'm just be
Make
like,
sure
bro,
you ask him.
this is for Lee, bro. Like, and you need to check that
I
shit
need to
out.
know. I need to know.
Right? That's what we'll do for sure, dude. That's a good question. I'm curious. I'm curious myself now. But I'll definitely ask. But again, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all the love. Like, share, and subscribe. And, you know, all my social media stuff's on the bottom. I'm going to make sure to add Lee's information as well. So feel free to get at him. But thank you so much, guys. Y'all have a great night. Be safe and be healthy. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great night. Bye.
Right.